Yo, this is your boy Hound Dog Buck 50. Giving you a little recap on the Ayeverb Award battle. I haven't done one of these in a while. I do, for those that do know me, not like I'm that crazy famous. I battle rap, so I feel like my opinion is coming from a valid perspective. The event was crazy, man. It was well worth the money. I didn't catch a lot of the undercard battles. No disrespect to Riggs and RX and those guys. It was just that they were just a casualty of the card being so lengthy that it was like it's hard for me anyway to stay alert for 11 battles. So I just sort of took, usually when RB has that many battles and as pay-per-view, I just take that mentality like, yo, I catch the other ones on the replay because I don't have that endurance. So really, before I even get into A Ward and the Ayeverb, when I guess you could say the the card, so to speak, that was promo, that part of it started, that's when I sort of, woke up out of my sleep, so to speak, and Show Off and Head Ice. I didn't care for that battle. I'm not going to lie to you. I did not care for that battle. In retrospect, I think that was just a bad matchup because when you got Head Ice, who's and I know a rapper when I hear one. Head Ice raps very well, but he talks in codes. I don't think it's not even like street language, because when brothers talk universal street language, street niggas know what you're talking about everywhere. But with Ice, it's more like, like how you and your boys might make up your own language. Like me and somebody else can be friends, and I can say, yo, he can say, yo, what's popping? And I can say, like, yo, the pot's boiling. And to us, that means it's chicks, chicks outside. But realistically, if I say that in a battle, nobody from Kansas City, Nevada, blah, 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 knows what I'm talking about except me and the people in our circle. So I feel like I sort of, limits himself in terms of the fan base that he could get, but he sticks to his guns. I respect that. And then you got Show Off is talented, but I feel like sometimes he takes so long to get to what he's saying. The payoff a lot of times is not worth it. And when you got two dudes like that, you need the yin and the yang, so to speak, one to balance out the other. You can't have two dudes that feel like they talking almost in codes. It's just too much. I didn't enjoy the battle. Goods and Calico was fire. That was the best Goods I've ever seen. And I've always been. I never was not impressed with Goods. I was always more impressed with Goods for the way he goes about his situation, as far as how he handles himself on stage. And I always felt like Goods ain't whatever, but Goods he was different. He came to rap. It was evident in his body language, and he got busy. Calico as well. But to A Ward and Ayeverb, this battle had a lot of hype. Ayeverb mostly promoing every day on Spaces, talking for hours. A lot of times when you have those situations, with the promo and the battle comes and the battle disappoints. I wasn't disappointed with the battle, not at all. I watched it 3 times. First, when it actually happened, watched it, and when I first watched it, wasn't sure, because the thing about battles is, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like the more I watch battles over and over again, it's almost like the more I watch it, the more the smoke clears. and the more it's clear to me, like, okay. So when I watched it the second time, I felt Ayeverb took the first. I felt the second was debatable, and I felt like Verb took the third. When I watch it again, I feel like the first is not as clear as I thought. Now after what, and that's why I say, the more you watch it, it's like the smoke clears more and more. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Verb was snapping in the first. He had a line where he said something about high octane, metal hot like noodles when the pot drained, as if Verb was cooking. Then Ayeverb started off with a line about turn the page of something, Isaiah or something like that, and I'll turn the Glock 40 on your bitch ass. It was cool. I mean, crowd went crazy. I didn't particularly think it was that fire, but nevertheless, the crowd went crazy. His round was good too, but like I said, on the third watch, now I'm like, I'm not too sure. I'm gonna say maybe, I'm gonna put it like this. If a person gave Verb that first round, I'm not mad. If you gave Ayeverb that first round, I'm not mad. I'm gonna say, whew, I don't know. That first round, I'm gonna have to watch again. I'm gonna watch that again. But now, the second round, and you notice when I said I watched it the second time, I thought it was debatable. But when I watched it again, I felt like Verb won that clearly. Verb just stepped it up. He was blitzing in the first, but the second to me was his best. He just went another level. He had this line where he said, I might be saying it wrong. Like he said, we the colonizers, you idolize us, but y'all just know how to monetize us, something like that. But ain't no dog in you, pussy. You just wet and smell like one. Verb was cooking. It's just it was just like it was just the words, the way he was putting the words together was fire. And like I said, the smoke clears the more you watch it. I thought it was fire the first time, the second time, but I watched it the third. I'm like, yeah, nah, Verb was cooking. When I got to Ayeverb's second, Ayeverb was basically starting off explaining how St. Louis, community of battle rappers is cool with him. And even you, referring to Ayeverb, you was cool with me, but when I started rising to the top, you wasn't, and all, and this, that, and the third, and then he was talking about towards the ends of the round, talking about the St. Louis is more like the Nets, and Ill would be Kyrie because he can handle the rock, da da da. You know how they used to spread the rumors about Young Ill, a drug situation or whatever. And that when I listened to that third time, I thought Ayeverb's second was good, but not as good as Verb. So let's say, okay, let's just say for the first round, I'm leaving that up in the air. Debatable. Let's go to the third. Now, for most of the people who haven't seen the battle, or even if you've seen the battle and you watch Hip Hop Is Real and 15 Minutes of Fame, the general consensus is they both died down in the third. Verb's third was actually good. He just wasn't as ramped up energy-wise, but his third was solid. I felt like Ayeverb's third was kind of erratic. He took some angle on Verb's mother being a preacher and being married, and the husband being a first lady. I wasn't really feeling that. And it was just, it had its good moments, but it had its inconsistent moments. And when I have to judge the third, even though they both might have come down a notch, I feel like Ward came down more than Verb did. So I had it 2-1 for Verb. Now, if somebody said Verb 3-0, I wouldn't be mad at that, because it depends on what you're looking at and what you're listening for. And even if it was 3-0, it wasn't a body. 3-0 just means they think you won all 3 rounds. But the first, I could definitely see somebody saying Ayeverb won the first. The thing was, when you got somebody like Ayeverb, when they are good, they're not the typical, 1, 2, 3, 4 punch, 1, 2, 3, 4 punch. So you got to absorb their material a little differently. So it could come down to preference as well. But as far as just the all-out rapping, from my perspective, Ayeverb definitely he wrapped circles around A Ward. That's from the rapping perspective. That's still not saying that you can't wrap circles around somebody and lose. But this is just how, from my perspective. And like I said, as the smoke clears, I would love to just sit here and tell you, bam. But man, battle. You know how battles are, man. You can watch a battle now, and 5 years from now, you'd be like, what was I thinking? So, like I said before, I haven't dropped one of these in a minute. And depending on the reaction I get and the feedback, maybe I'll drop, another one from the RBE Max Out card. So don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, and as always, peace, love, and whatever else you think of love.